someone's getting knocked out. Oleksandr Usyk is set to be rematching Daniel Dubois in a fight that will unify the titles, with the winner claiming undisputed status. And although there was much controversy throughout their first fight, Usyk was able to put a stamp on that fight by finishing Dubois. So this is why Usyk vs Dubois will not end well.
But before we get into that, we're Punch Talk going to bring you daily combat sports videos, so if you enjoy the content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to help support the channel. So the rematch is here 2 years on from their first fight, which many people going into that fight didn't really give Daniel Dubois much of a chance because of his run in the heavyweight division. Was kind of on and off, getting stopped by Joe Joyce due to that orbital damage in Daniel Dubois' eye. And many people were questioning the heart of Daniel Dubois, whether he was a quitter, whether he didn't really want it as much as some of these heavyweights after taking a knee in that Joe Joyce fight. But that was definitely very early on into his career. Daniel Dubois is a very young guy, especially for the heavyweight division, where all the top guys right now, besides him, are basically in their mid to late 30s. Like his opponent Oleksandr Uysk in that first fight, there was that low blow controversy with Daniel Dubois tagging Usyk, with many thinking that it looked like a clean shot to the body, to the midsection of Usyk, and many others thinking that it wasn't that clean. Some angles do show it looking low and kind of hitting the belt, maybe the bottom part of his hand hitting the cup of Usyk. And personally, I don't put too much stock into that low blow controversy. Daniel Dubois was hitting Usyk low many times in that fight. It kept on happening. If you go and watch that back, that wasn't just a one-time thing where Dubois landed a low blow. It was happening pretty often, and that was pretty much an uppercut to the crotch of Usyk. And Usyk after that just continued to pick up the momentum and outboxed Daniel Dubois for pretty much every round. Was one of the easiest fights in his heavyweight reign so far, stopping Dubois with a jab in that 9th round after just the accumulation of pressure from Usyk. But the style that Daniel Dubois fights really is be or be killed. He's not like an Anthony Joshua who will go out there and try to outbox Usyk, who will try to stick and move like a Tyson Fury and try to land beautiful counters. He's going to go out there, put it on Usyk, try to apply the pressure, give everything he has out there, and that's why this fight is 100%, in my opinion, going to end in a knockout either way.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like everyone at this point knows that Dubois' only path to victory here is going to be to stop Usyk, is going to be to hurt Usyk, because otherwise Usyk is going to be outboxing him the entire fight and every single round pretty much, because that's just what Usyk has done to arguably higher level of competition than Daniel Dubois. Think Tyson Fury twice, AJ twice, and even at cruiserweight dominating people, and that's just what he's been doing as of late. That's why he was undisputed champion. But Dubois has been having a very nice win streak here, knocking people out brutally. That Anthony Joshua finish really put his stock high up in there with some of the best of the division. Like you said, he's a young guy. He's already experienced some of the troubles in his boxing career, having 2 losses. And you can see he's definitely grown from that. He's learned. And it's kind of interesting too how he's getting this title shot after being sick and pulling out very late notice against Joseph Parker. That fight was supposed to happen. That would have been a very exciting fight. And then we saw Martin Bakole step in and Parker finish him. So that would have been a great measure as well to see how much he's improved even further. But regardless, something here we're also seeing is very different between the camps of Daniel Dubois and as well with Oleksandr Usyk in this build-up. You see a very heated rivalry here, and Usyk seeming more engaged to go and trash talk an opponent or mouth back at them than ever before, even compared to the Tyson Fury build-up or the AJ. And it's actually possible maybe Usyk's getting a bit bothered by Dubois' camp saying that he's faking low blows. They were even questioning his Christianity and his religion, which kind of insane as well. But this could all be mind games to try to wind up Usyk. We've seen mind games not work at all against Usyk in the past. Fury's tried it, but Usyk is a very stoic figure and doesn't really get caught off guard by any of that stuff. At the end of the day, he's there to box and he does it masterfully and beautifully. And if anything, this could kind of work against Dubois. You get Usyk angry enough and he could be even more of a threat, especially if he's still focused. And with Usyk not being known as the heaviest hitter, the guy with the hardest hands, for him to stop Dubois with the jab is kind of something of note. And some people were calling Dubois a quitter for not getting back up and continuing to fight, with it just being again a jab. So this could play into this fight, and we'll see if Dubois has truly grown since their first time going at it.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely more personal than ever, but Usyk is not the type of guy that would fight emotionally. If anything, maybe Daniel Dubois will want to go out there and really put damage on Usyk, which could give him a better chance of winning, because that's really his only path to victory. victory, and that's how he's gonna fight. That's how he's always fought. In his career, he has one of the highest knockout percentages from a champion in boxing today, a 96% knockout ratio, 21 KOs out of 22 wins. Even the times he's lost have both been by KO, so it's really either kill or be killed for Dubois. He goes out there and gives it his all, doesn't look to go to the scorecards, has only went the distance once in his entire career back in 2018. Meanwhile, Usyk is on the completely opposite side of that spectrum. He goes the distance in most of his fights, at least at the top level. The only person he stopped at heavyweight is Daniel Dubois. But you gotta look at the improvements of Daniel Dubois. He's getting better every fight we see him in, and his run in Riyadh season has been nothing short of incredible. Going toe-to-toe with big baby Jarrell Miller, stopping him at the end of that 10th round, destroying Filip Hrgovic, stopping him, then stopping Anthony Joshua after dropping him in that first round and multiple times in that fight. So Daniel Dubois is on a great run, and he's earned his way back into a rematch against Usyk. It is a shame that we didn't get to see that Parker versus Dubois fight, because I feel like that was a true 50-50 matchup. But I definitely give Dubois much better of a chance than at least he had in that first fight, in that first outing against Usyk, because he's grown a lot since then. He showed that he is at this top level. Before 2 years ago, he hadn't really proved it against elite competition. And stylistically, this is still a banger. Even though Usyk doesn't necessarily have the hardest hands, he stunned a lot of guys, even Tyson Fury, obviously stopping Daniel Dubois. But it wasn't because he hurt him with a jab necessarily and Daniel Dubois took a knee from it. It was really just the accumulation of how much pressure Usyk was putting on, how much damage he was doing with everything. And he can punch as well, especially at this top level. Anyone could put anyone out if they land that right shot on the button, and Dubois can definitely do that. But that's if he could find Usyk's chin, or maybe find Usyk's body. That's been a big debate over the years, that Usyk is kind of vulnerable, weak to that body. We've seen him get hurt multiple times in the amateurs, notably to Artur Beterbiev to a body shot. Then in the pros, that controversial low blow from Daniel Dubois, many people thinking that was a body shot against Tyson Fury, him aiming at Usyk's body. So that's definitely going to be part of the game plan for Daniel Dubois. And these Ukrainian southpaw slick boxers like the Usyks and Lomachenko seem to have a little bit of the vulnerability in having their body exposed a little bit more than their head, because they're always moving. Their head is always off the center line. You never know where their head's going to be. So going down to the body is a surefire way to land some heat. And I feel like stylistically, no matter what, this is a great matchup. And I can't see this one going the distance, because even if Dubois is losing, he's going to go for broke. And that's either going to mean he could find a shot, he can hurt Usyk, or Usyk's going to counter him. Usyk's going to capitalize. Usyk's going to start to rack up the pressure as Dubois gets more tired, and it could end similarly to that first fight. I do favor Usyk in this one just because his experience at the top level, his run that he's been on, him being undefeated, doesn't know what it's like to lose. Will Dubois be the one to take that undefeated record from Usyk, who is right now the greatest of this generation in my opinion? I don't know if Dubois is going to be able to do it, but if he could find that button, it may be big trouble for Usyk.
But let us know down below who you think is going to win the rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. And if you want to check out more boxing on the channel, be sure to check out Is Moses Atama Really That Good on screen now.